They laughed when I handed in my resume. Not a polite chuckle either, the kind of laugh that stings more than it lands. I remember the receptionist holding that manila envelope like it was dripping in mop water and, yeah, maybe it was. I'm not going to pretend I didn't come straight from the boiler room. My name tag still read T. Morrow. Uniform faded, boots loud against the marble floor. But I stood tall. Well, tall enough. "This is for the executive assistant position," she asked, like the words themselves offended her throat. I nodded. I was told this is where I submit. She blinked long and slow. "It's just unusual." I gave her a small smile. "Yeah, ma'am. So's life." By the time I got back to mopping the west hallway, the whispers had already made it upstairs. You ever felt a rumor travel faster than the elevators? I did. I didn't blame them. I'd laugh too if I saw a janitor trying to join the suits. Except I wasn't laughing. I was terrified. See, I wasn't applying for a dream. I was applying for a shot. A chance to stop working nights so I could actually see my daughter during the day. Not just drop her off at therapy and hope she remembered my face. Now let me tell you about the CEO, Isla Maddox. She ran that company like she ran her life, no time wasted, no second chances. Her office sat at the very top, 33rd floor, eucalyptus candles, glass walls, silence that pressed on your lungs. She didn't smile unless it was profitable. Didn't blink unless it was strategic. When my resume landed on her desk, one page, no bullet points, no buzzwords, just my name, my work history, and a line that read, "I believe a good assistant sees what others miss." Apparently she read that line twice. Wyatt, her second in command, didn't get it. "You're seriously considering this?" he scoffed. "A janitor." "He's a single dad," she replied, not even looking up. "He mopped up spilled eggnog at the Christmas party before anyone slipped. No one asked him to." "That says something." Wyatt rolled his eyes. "Yeah. Says he knows how to clean." That night I got a message. 1 week trial. No hand-holding. Don't mess up. I barely slept. I borrowed a tie that didn't match my shirt and walked in holding my daughter's tiny hand because I couldn't find a sitter. Nora, she's 6, doesn't talk much, doesn't wear shoes either. Says the noise hurts. When Isla saw her, she didn't frown, didn't say a word, just watched as Nora walked over, placed a little plastic elephant on her desk, and signed with her fingers. I translated. "It's for courage. She says you're brave to hire her dad." Wyatt muttered something under his breath, something about daycare not being on the payroll. I ignored it. I'd heard worse from better men. By lunch, I'd already spilled coffee on myself, crashed Outlook twice, and emailed a file named definitely Plasoption Confidential to the wrong department. I was ready to be sent back to the basement. But then something happened. Nora, my barefoot, bubble-blowing little girl, found a box of old blueprints and crayons, sat down in a corner like she owned the joint, and started drawing lines, pathways, loops like she was building a map for ghosts. A senior engineer walked by, stared for a beat, and whispered, "Who taught her to read network architecture?" Rachel, the assistant next to me, barely looked up. "She's 6. She can't read." Engineer blinked. Then how the hell did she flag the loop we've been chasing for weeks? That was the moment everything shifted. No confetti, no announcement, just small things, sticky notes on my desk that said thank you. An IT guy handing me a donut. Even Isla. She nodded at me once. A nod so slight it might have been the first compliment she ever gave. But the higher you climb, the colder it gets. An anonymous email hit HR, accused me of exploiting my daughter, claimed I was using her to manipulate people. Attached was a blurry photo of Nora barefoot in Isla's office, drawing on a whiteboard. By 9 a.m., my access badge stopped working. No warning, no explanation. I stood in the lobby holding Nora's lunch brown paper bag folded twice, her name written in marker while the guard told me to wait outside. Did I yell no? Did I cry? Almost. But then Isla came down herself, heels clicking like Judgment Day. "You're not suspended," she said. "You're not under investigation. And you're not a charity case." Then why the badge lockout, I asked. Because some people confuse fear with policy. I didn't know what that meant until later. See, Nora had drawn something else, a map with red crayon question marks in the exact spot the system had been failing for weeks. No consultant caught it. No simulation solved it. But Nora, she felt it. Your daughter sees the world in ways we forgot how to, Isla said. That afternoon I was called into the boardroom. No tie this time. Just me, a flip chart, and Nora's crayon blueprint. I spoke like a father, not a tech guy. She doesn't wear shoes, I told them, not to be difficult, but because the world is too loud. Her feet are her radar. She feels things we don't. They stared, some confused, others pretending not to be moved. Then I added, you want performance efficiency, profit. Great. But the thing that saved your network this week was heart. And then Wyatt stood up. The same man who mocked me from day one. I vote yes, he said. Silence. He turned to me. I hated you. Because you reminded me of who I was before I gave up on people. He shook my hand. And just like that, the janitor became a consultant. They gave me a new title, Human Operations. No one knew what it meant, but I did. It meant listening better, looking deeper, leading from the gut, not just the charts. At the next company party, I stood near the rooftop ledge watching Nora spin barefoot to the sound of a string quartet, bubbles floating around her like secrets that didn't need translation. Isla walked up beside me. You nervous? She asked. Less, I said, though I still don't know what I'm doing. You're doing just fine. And maybe I was. Because leadership isn't always about barking orders or wearing expensive suits. Sometimes it's about seeing the invisible. The kid in the corner, the janitor in the back, the barefoot girl with crayons and courage. And now I've got a question for you, yeah, you watching this. Have you ever been written off because of where you came from? Or watched someone rise when everyone bet against them? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about it. Dignity, doubt, and what makes someone qualified to change the world. Because maybe, just maybe, the smallest feet leave the deepest prints.